and welcome back to Democracy 3. I'm the ConflictNerd, and today I'm going to give adult education subsidies to adults. Because I am all for education and I'm all for increasing productivity, which should hit the economy quite nicely. So this should be good. Let's do this. Oh, let's get elder statesman. I have been returned to power by the people so many times, we're starting to wonder if it's worth putting anyone else's name in the ballot papers. Good. Curb banking bonuses. There have been calls in the media for the government to do something about the big bonus payments being made to company CEOs, despite falling profits. In cases where companies have failed to make a profit, the government has been asked to force companies to withhold bonus payments. You know what? I'm going to agree with that. If you don't make a profit, you don't get a bonus. You've got nothing to give yourself a bonus for. Okay, free eye tests aren't that expensive. Let's do it. That helps. That positively impacts the poor, I guess. It'll positively impact poor earnings. I guess so. And retired and healthcare. Good. I like it. I like it. Okay. What about the brain drain? Is that going anywhere? It doesn't seem to be. What about the economy? That doesn't seem to be going anywhere either. Productivity, where are you? That's not productivity, that's unemployment. Which actually is quite low again, which is very nice to see. Productivity is actually on the decline. Oh dear. Okay, next. Ministerial scandal. Bastards. Okay. What else could we do? Anything here in the public services? Faith school subsidies? Meh. I understand that, you know, religion is all that and people like religion, but what's this? Religious schools can get good academic standards. Their supporters make a case that the government should subsidize methods of education that are proven to be effective. Critics say that religion has no place in education and that the government cannot be seen to push a particular religion on children. I actually fully agree with that. You shouldn't push education on religion on children. But then there's also the argument that, frankly, it's not the government's choice. It's not my choice what people do. Frankly, it's the choice of the parents. So if the parents want to send their child to a religious school, then frankly, let them. It's not my job to make that decision for them. Recreational drugs tax, health food subsidies. I'm actually going to do this because I want to see healthcare impacted nicely. Return to government. Oh! Oh, look at this. Our country is leading the world in a number of major areas of science and technology. This is great news for our economy, as it means we have a major advantage over our competitors. We've actually just... That's awesome. Software patents are a form of intellectual property law that allows companies to protect algorithms, which are pieces of computer code, that implement a new technology, such as a new type of translation software or a system for purchasing online. They are generally popular with big businesses, but unpopular with those who fight for a free internet, and those who think the patents are far too general and stifle innovation. I don't know. I think patents are incredibly general and they're a little bit sleazy. However, I don't know. I'm gonna allow it. I'm not a big fan of them, but I'm going to allow it. And there we go. We've actually developed our first big positive, which is nice. Meaning, oh, the uncompetitive economy is gonna be gone. Fantastic. Let's go to next. There we go. We fixed the economy. Freedom of information. There have been calls for a law to increase the availability of information held on databases about citizens. I'm going to propose the Freedom Act because, frankly, I agree with it. I want to know what you know about me. What's this? Curb banking bonuses has actually hit the brain drain quite negatively, but that is fine. We do have a big positive, and it's actually still on the increase, which is very nice. What's hitting this currently? Creationism versus evolution. If I were to evolution only, that would impact the technological advantage even further, but I don't want to piss off the religious people that much. Not yet, anyway. Maybe later. Airline tax, corporation tax, internet tax, mansion tax. That's 53% popular. It would bring in a lot, well, not a lot, a bit of money. But I don't know that I want to do it right now. Let's see. What could I deal with? Oh my god. Okay. Plastic bag tax is staying. Health tax credits. That would cost a fair bit. We can afford it, and it would help with private healthcare, middle earnings and high earnings, and the wealthy and middle income, but it wouldn't help the socialists or the poor people. And I think I've realized I'm actually running a very, very fine line right now, because I've got the capitalists kind of on the increase a little bit, but the liberals and the socialists who have been supporting me this whole way are a little bit less pleased. And that is something I cannot risk losing. I don't want to risk losing the liberals because it's going to take a lot more work to make the capitalists happy than it will to take the liberals right down. These guys could be gone in an instant with just the removal of a few policies. These guys are going to take a complete flip. Like, the entire government will have to flip on its head to get the capitalists to be happy. Look at the amount of stuff that's pissing them off as opposed to the amount of stuff that is, you know, pissing these guys off. It's almost equal with these guys. And the socialists are generally quite happy with me. I'm not doing a lot to annoy them. But I don't know. I'm not quite sure what to do. I don't want to risk anything. We've got a scientific discovery, which is nice. Is this still on the up? It's slowly leveling off, but that's okay. The brain drain is on its way down, but we do need to find a way to fix this. Income tax. We currently have a surplus of 77.3 billion. Meaning we could maybe cut this a little bit. Let's try that. Religious symbols in schools. There is pressure for us to introduce a law to ban the wearing of religious symbols. This would include... No, we're not banning that. We are rejecting that one, thank you very much. Okay. This seems pretty good. Let's go to the next quarter. Ban livestock imports. One of our neighbouring countries has had a case of foot and mouth. We are going to approve the ban because we don't want their diseased cattle coming over here. The economy, what can we do? Ban Sunday shopping. Nope, not happening. Organic farming subsidies. Can we afford it? Yes, we can. I like this idea. Doesn't keep the capitalists happy, but that's completely fine. Because I don't want to keep the capitalists happy. Small business grants are quite popular, but they're quite costly. A space program would give nice scientific benefits. I'm not going to put a hell of a lot of money into this right now because I can't afford a lot of it. Satellites, space station, reusable shuttle. Yeah, we'll go with that. Don't know if we're going to be able to afford all of this, but that's fine. A corrupt socialist. Ooh. What a bastard. Ah, we now have a bit of a deficit, but that's completely fine. Oh, look at this. The space program has actually shot the technological advantage up a bit more. This is still slowly on the decline. It's starting to level out, but that is okay. Let's go to next and see what we have. A controversial march. An extreme right-wing political group is planning a march through our capital city. The group has strong racist tendencies, and the police are convinced that if the march goes ahead, there will be violent confrontations between the marchers and people who will show up to oppose them. If we know there's going to be violence, it should be banned, quite frankly. That's kind of my opinion on any march. If there's going to be violence, the march isn't going ahead. It's as simple as that. Just deal with it. Oh, this is actually still dropping, which is great to see. We still have a bit of a deficit, but we have plenty of reserves. Now, the question is, how can I bring in more money? The military spending is going nowhere. That's going absolutely nowhere. I don't want to piss the Patriots off any more than I already have. Foreign relations are actually down a little bit after we pissed them off after not taking their cattle. Racial tension is actually very low, which is great to see. Retina scans, that doesn't cost enough to make it worth cutting to begin with. That doesn't cost enough to make it worth cutting. That doesn't cost enough to make it worth cutting. That does, but I don't want to cut the road stuff. What about this? Doesn't cost enough to make it worth it. What's this? Ah, yes, stem cell research. Once again, doesn't cost enough. Let's just go to the next quarter. Housing expansion. There's a shortage of homes in the country and the government is under pressure to relax planning laws. Ah, now this is interesting. The green belt. Okay, so here's a lesson for you. It's more of a geography/economy lesson. The green belt, if you're not aware, is the area that surrounds a town. For example, my town is very close to a couple of small coastal towns. About 6 miles away from at least one of them. I think the other one is maybe 7 or 8 miles. Now, the area in between these towns is considered a green belt. And it's considered a green belt because you're technically not allowed to build on it. Now, you will find houses out there, but you will not find big, housing estates. You will not find big development. The town itself cannot technically grow out into the green belt. It's basically an environmental thing. It's to ensure that there is room for wildlife and nature to grow and survive and thrive, as opposed to the town just paving over it. That said, there is a big kind of thing where people are like, there's not a lot of room in this town. We need to expand out into the green belt. And eventually, someday, I can see that happening. I can see maybe in 100 years or however long it may be, my town will pretty much be connected to those other small coastal towns. It'll be like a city, as opposed to this town with 6 miles of greenland in between it and the other town. So that's basically what the green belt is. And in a sense, I agree with the notion of keeping green belts, but on the other hand, I think there is a big deal of what would you call it? There's a lot of congestion, a lot of we're trying to pack a lot of people into one space, and it sort of doesn't work because you're finding that people are buying up land with the intention of, oh yeah, we'll build a big apartment complex here, and they never do. Another example in my town would be a big bit of land that was purchased, and they built one kind of apartment building and ran out of money because no one wanted to buy it, and they couldn't build the other apartment building, so there's a big, massive bit of land with just nothing on it. However, in the green belt, people might have bought it, so I'm going to relax the law. There's a lesson for you. Big old lesson. That's still dropping, which is nice. This is also dropping. We currently still have a deficit, so let's continue. Pirates have an oil tanker. Good for the pirates. This is still dropping, and this is still on the rise. Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything I can really do here. Do I want to legalize cannabis? Maybe just legalize all drugs, see what happens. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what to do. I kind of want to chuck a tax in here, but I know I sort of can't. Let's try something here. That gives us 130 billion. So what if I add a flat income tax? That brings us... Now, this is going to piss everyone off, but bear with me. Let's say 140 billion. And then we go ahead and cancel income tax. No, this will give us this will really hit us quite hard, briefly. Oh, a new UN ambassador. Okay. Regina Phillips is well known as a patriot who will fight tooth and claw to get our interests represented. Yes, I know this one. We're going for her because she actually does something cool. Did I really just see a quote from Obi-Wan Kenobi at the bottom of that thing? Oh! Look at that! We've just destroyed the brain drain. And this is sort of... Oh, I've pissed off the socialists. The capitalists are a bit more happy. The brain drain's over. There's a hunger strike. A convicted terrorist has gone on hunger strike, demanding he be allowed visits from people thought to be associated with terrorist groups. We can't arrest them, and are currently banning all visits. Oh, I don't know. I'm not having people visit him. I'm not having potential terrorists visit him. However, look at this. We now have no problems. By the looks of it, the capitalists are a bit more happy too, and the patriots are a bit more happy. We also have a surplus, meaning I can go ahead and put more money into the space program. We now have a space station. Or we will have eventually. Any problems? Oh, holy shit. Oh god, that's not good. It's only just hit the start trigger. Oh my god, look at this. I've fixed the United Kingdom. Productivity's at an all-time high. You know, the brain drain left and productivity shot up. This is just still going. This is sort of just teetering on the edge there. Oil drilling opportunity. Oil companies are keen to get permission to drill for oil in part of the country protected as a wildlife refuge. We are not having them drill in a wildlife refuge. That's just not happening. Oh shit. Why is that going down? Why is that dropping? What's going on with productivity? That needs to be higher, I guess. Alcohol consumption is a big problem. The alcohol tax. Why has alcohol consumption gone up in the last quarter? That's very weird. So what's the problem with that? Unemployment. Productivity is actually going down again as well. Oh dear. Now why is that happening? The work safety law. And maternity leave and wages. Can I do anything with wages? No, I can't. What about the work safety law? Maybe cut it down to there and apply? I don't want to lose the second big thing we have going on there. Oh, hello. It's another election. Oh my god, I think we've actually run away with this one again. What have we got? What have we got? Give us a good number. 82% of people voted for me. Let's begin the next term. Positive discrimination. There are calls for a law to expressly set quotas for the employment of... Oh, no. No, we're not fighting discrimination with discrimination. That's not happening. This is going to stop fairly soon. This is just still climbing, which is great to see. You know what, folks? I think we've pretty much done a good job here. I think we're kind of done with the United Kingdom. I think we have done a fantastic job at reviving the economy, getting rid of crime, boosting the technology standards of the UK. We've boosted education. We've done a great job here. We have done a fantastic job. So with that in mind, I'm not sure what the next country will be that we look at. It might be the United States, because I know a lot of people are very interested to see how I handle the US. I think it'll be very interesting myself, seeing how I handle their various gun policies. Put it this way. If I do the United States, it's going to turn into the United Kingdom. It's going to be exactly the same situation. I'm going to remove a lot of stuff. I'm going to have, as opposed to, you know, maybe the liberals or whatever, I'm going to have the same people liking me eventually. Or I will be voted out before I can. But we'll see what happens. I'll go in. I might fix up the US. It's probably going to be the US at this point. And we'll see what happens. But anyway, I would like to thank you very much for watching. This has been a lot of fun. I'm actually really impressed with how many people are interested in this. Like, genuinely, this is one of the few series where people have genuinely turned around and went, I want more of this and I want it now. So thank you for that. It'll be continuing at exactly the same pace, even more frequently, maybe. We'll see what happens. Once again, thank you for watching, folks. I've been the Conflict Nerd. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.